Yo, JD here, Limitless. And as you can see, we are not back on F1 2021 once again. We are here on Assetto Corsa, this time driving the F1 2022 Red Bull. And this track, if you haven't guessed it already, I'll give you a minute or so into this video for you to actually guess what this track is. But this is probably the most fun I've ever driven a Formula 1 car. And this track, we'll do a lap first before confirming what it is, and you probably have guessed what it is by now if you are into racing or you know your tracks. I used to do a circuit on Forza Motorsport 2 back in the day, all the time. And we actually had this circuit in F1. Was it last year? No, it wasn't last year. It was the year before, I think. So 2 years ago, we had this track. Don't know if it's on the circuit calendar for this season. Not too sure. But I really want F1 to race here again, because this is just such a relentless track. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's Mugello in Italy. And it is just an absolute high-speed fest. So I really wanted to see what this F1 2022 car could do round here with the little bit less downforce than the previous cars. And we're in the Red Bull here, wearing the usually quite unlucky Arsenal shirt. But I had played Assetto Corsa before in the F1 22 car. I did it round Zandvoort, I think was the first video I did. Might have done some other tracks, but I felt this time round I was just driving so much better than I did then, and definitely at a different level compared to the first time. And like with the Assetto Corsa Competizione, I know I'm completely butchering that name, but the video I did the Lamborghini around Nürburgring, so much great advice from those videos, and believe me, I read every single comment. People have also been sending me messages privately as well, and I just want to say thank you so much, because those are the things that are really going to help transform my experience of playing that game into the future more, which I will definitely be league racing in some GT3 cars, or maybe even some open wheel cars, depending on how Assetto Corsa develops itself. And this is just the original Assetto Corsa on PC, which is an absolute gold mine when it comes to modding the car, which is exactly what this is. I actually got this one as we just got off track here, so that's a good start. But I actually got this from Race Department. So if you go to type in Google Race Department F1 22 car, and you can download this for free, so it's no problem at all. And we are going off once again. And the fastest lap we've done so far is a 1:24.3. Seeing the delta on the top right hand side, we were almost matching it, but it's just through these sequence of corners where I believe you need to take it flat out, and we just about take it flat out this time. And you can see how much that has actually rewarded us on the delta. And honestly, I think this game, driving this Formula 1 car, has given me probably the most immersive and realistic experience. I know the GT3 cars are nice to drive, but like, you can see my wheels. So as we come off the exit of this corner, you'll be able to see the level of the force feedback we have coming off here just on the straight. It's just bouncing around here, and it's just incredible the level of feedback you get. It is just, yeah, insane. And you've seen my latest videos, I've just been really enjoying myself playing this, and yeah, that's why I'm doing these videos, because I just really love playing this game right now. You can see we've managed to get down to a 1:23.5, and we are still on the medium tyre, so we haven't loaded it in a SERP or anything at all. We've kept it on completely default for now. You can see our 3 temps up on this lap. Do we go flat out this time through here? Oh, a tiny lift, so don't quite have the balls to go through it, and trying to save the car. but didn't on that occasion. So I really wanted to set a pretty respectable lap first on these medium tyres with the default setup to see what I could do. So coming across the line here, we're actually 6 tenths up on this lap. So coming across the line, it's a 22.9, shows how much you can improve in a short space of time. So coming into this turn 1, braking super hard, try and keep it as tight as possible, but we go a little bit wide here. Try and make it all the way back to the right before we go into the left. Go straight into this right hand apex. Be very careful on this curb on the exit. Then just a little bit as the curb starts, flowing very nicely between these corners. And now this is the section that you need to have a very thick neck, otherwise it will be ripped off. And the goal was to try and keep it as flat out as possible going through here, turning earlier than you think going into here. And I can't imagine what that is like in the seat of a Formula 1 car. It must be just incredible. And you can see we're only fractionally up on our best lap so far, so really trying to be nice and aggressive going to this corner. But we ended up getting a fairly, a little bit of a better exit than we did on the previous lap. Going to this last corner, really try to throw it in nice and early, but then use all of the track on the exit as well. And you can see we've actually gained a little bit of that time because of that. And crossing the line, it is going to be a 122.8, which I was pretty satisfied with on the medium tyre. And because of the force feedback, my hands were hurting so much because there's just so much grip you need to have on the wheel actually going into here. It's, yeah, you need to try it. And this is, again, I've said it many times before, where a direct drive wheel is certainly worth it when you're playing a game such as this. So now we've decided to go on the soft tyre and lower the fuel just a little bit, and also increase the ERS deployment. So this is actually in full hot lap mode, and you can see on the top right hand side of the screen the delta is already coming down. So braking just after the 100-meter board, kept it a bit tighter this time, which is good. You can see we're gaining the time here. As soon as you hit the curb, go straight into the left. Once that finishes, go straight into the right, and then just with that extra power we have under the wheels, caught me out a bit there. So we're going to go once again going into this turn 1. So after the 100-meter board, that's when we want to start braking. Keep it super tight through here, but see, just running out wide. So I think it's a 22.8 is the time that we are trying to beat that I did previously, using all of the curb here. Just as you go into this one, after that white part of the wall, that is your turning in point. And again, no true reference point going through into here. It's kind of a bit of a guess when you come into here, but we're going to try and keep it completely flat out. And yeah, the speed you're going through here is just absolutely nuts, but we managed to do that quite nicely. Going down to third gear, up into fourth gear, turning nice and early to the left, using all of the track on this exit without getting a time invalidation. Really trying to attack this corner nice and early, let the car go out wide, and then carry that momentum on the outside. Going through this left, into this right, now into the final corner. You can see we're lighting up all purples all the time through into here, so really carrying a ton of speed into here, using all the track on the exit. And that felt like a pretty decent lap. 122.8 to beat. What is it here? It's a 121.8. So a full second quicker, but I thought it would be faster than that, considering we increased the ERS deployment. But you can see we're over 2 tenths up on this lap, turning nice and early in here. But if you get the timing wrong, then you're just going to lose all the time. But we're still going to continue. So still 2 and a bit tenths up, but losing it a little bit on this exit. And this game really does punish you. If you don't get it precise, then you're going to lose a lot of that time. So you can see we've got a poor exit coming off here and going into this final corner. You can see the wheel is shaking all the time. And yeah, you definitely just have to try this game with the force feedback. It is just unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life before. And going across the line, it's another 121.8. So we're going to reset this, going for another lap here, and let's see what we can do on this occasion. So kind of about a second after the 100-meter board, that's where you want to go in, keeping it, trying to keep it nice and tight. All that speed going through into here, and you can see carrying so much speed going to the left apex, then going to the right. Could have done that just a little bit better. You can see having to make a correction on that exit once we go past that white part of the wall, and we did this part very nicely indeed. A little bit of a guess going into here, and I think we've got a warning light because of our fuel is so low at this stage. Let's see if we can get the turning right this time. So did we get that right? Just about got it right. As the curb starts, that's what you're going to hit. Just the sense of speed you get when you're driving this game is just unlike anything else I've ever experienced. Going through to try and keep it as tight as you can. So unwinding it, coming through into this last sector, and you can see all the purple sectors again. A 121.8 is the time that we are trying to beat, and we're just absolutely throwing it in to this last corner. And overall, this felt like a pretty decent lap so far. Coming across the line, what is this going to be? It's going to be to 121.4, so a 4/10 improvement. And I often found that although my fuel was running out and the ERS was running out, I had better grip for the second lap because I only have one corner to actually warm up my tyres when I fully restart it. So now this is our fastest lap that we did in the session. So I was frantically trying to warm up the tyres here. It might be best in future to actually do one warm-up lap and then go for a second lap. So here we go, going into this turn one. Let's see what we can do. The ghost is, I'm not sure what that ghost is, but it's quite a bit further ahead than I would like to be. See, purple mini sectors on the top right. And how do we do this this time compared to last time? I think we do it a bit better. No sign of a correction on the exit here. White part of the barrier, and really just letting it flow between these two corners and just about surviving here. Coming through into here, going a little bit wide, but we're still almost going to keep it flat out. And how do we get the line going into second right? So just before the curb ends, that's a turning in point and staying on the track. Going into here as the curb starts, keeping it in fourth gear this time, turning nice and early to attack us and using every bit of the track on that exit. Coming through into here, do we keep it a bit tighter this time? Yes, we do. So this is actually the tightest we have kept it so far. Coming through into this flat out left and right chicane, now into the final corner. See that white part of the barrier? Once you pass that, that is the reference point once again, using all of the track on the outside, and it was a 21.4 to beat. Let's see what this is going to be this time. And it's going to be a 121.1, which in the end I was very satisfied with. So that is my attempt at driving an F1 car around Mugello. Probably one of the most intense tracks to drive a Formula 1 car. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your support, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.